Welcome to Mimi's Math Channel. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to find the volume of a sphere. So a sphere looks like this. Since it doesn't have a height because it's round, we use this formula. V, which represents volume, is equal to 4 over 3 times pi r cubed. It's cubed because volume is measured in cubic units. If we were to cut this in half, we have what's known as a great circle. This great circle divides the sphere into two hemispheres. So this is like the bottom portion of it, and then you would have the top portion. So now that we're cutting it in half, we have to adjust the formula. So if we're talking a hemisphere, the volume is going to equal 2/3 of pi r cubed. So it's very similar. The difference is we would take 1/2 of 4/3, and if you put that in your calculator, you're going to get 2/3. The remaining part of the formula is going to be the same. Now the surface area, we're back to the word area. So this time our units will be raised to the second power. This is the outer portion of your sphere. So we just want to know the area. So we don't have to divide it by 3. We will use 4 times pi r squared for the surface area. For example 1, we're asked to find the volume of a sphere whose radius is 9 centimeters. And then we're asked to leave the answer in terms of pi. So we're going to use the volume of a sphere formula, which is V equals 4 over 3 pi r. Well, we are given r, so that's going to be 9. And then this is raised to the third power. So if you put this in your calculator, I would suggest if you're using the fraction button, just put everything right here, put all of that in the numerator, and then on the bottom, you only have 3. Once you simplify this, then your V is going to equal 972 pi, because it says in terms of pi, cubic centimeters. For the next one, this time we're asked to find the volume of a hemisphere. And the volume of a hemisphere's formula is V is equal to, remember we have to take 1/2 of that 4/3, so that's 2/3. Still going to be pi radius squared, but it says diameters. We need a radius. So a diameter, the formula for that is going to be 2 radii. Well, we're told that the diameter is 30, so for D, we're going to replace that with 30. And then we're going to solve for R, which is for our radius, because that's what we need in our formula. So we have to get rid of the 2 because that's what's stopping R from being by itself. And our radius is 15. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here. And the same thing in the calculator, if you're using a fraction bar, just put all of this portion on the numerator and then divide it by 3. Because we're going to leave this in terms of pi, then this one is going to be 2,250 pi. And then our units is going to be cubic meters. For example 3, we're asked to find the surface area of a sphere whose diameter is 50 centimeters. And we're going to leave the answer in terms of pi. So we're back to surface area, not volume. So we know that our units are going to be squared. And the formula is going to be S is equal to 4 pi r squared. Well, we have to find what r is because we're not given r. We're given a diameter. So diameter is 50. We have 2 R. We want to find what R is, so we're going to divide both sides by 2. And so R is 25. That is what's going to go into place of R in the formula. And now we can just simply put this in the calculator, 2,500. And this time it's square centimeters because it's not volume, it's surface area. In example 4, we're asked to find the radius of a sphere with a volume of 7,776 pi cubic inches. Let's write out the formula for a volume of the sphere. So that's going to be V equals 4 over 3 times pi radius cubed. So let's substitute what we know. We know the volume. Volume starts with V, so that's where I'm going to place this 7,776, including the pi, because that's part of it. And I'm going to set it equal to the formula, which is 4 over 3 pi r, because we're trying to find r cubed. So I could do two things at once, but I'm just going to get rid of the pi for now on both sides, because I'm trying to dwindle down to just having an R. So now I have 7,776 is equal to 4/3 R cubed. And if I ever have a fraction in front of a variable that I'm trying to solve for, what I want to do is multiply both sides by the reciprocal. And that just simply means taking the numerator and putting it in the denominator and the denominator in the numerator. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And the purpose of doing that is when you cross simplify, you will notice that this will go away. 3 and the 3 will go away, the 4 and the 4 will go away. So now I'm left with r cubed. On the left-hand side, what I want to do is multiply 3 times 7,776, and then take that answer and divide it by 4. And that's going to leave me with 5832. But now I have r cubed. I don't want r cubed. I just want r. So the inverse of a cube is a cube root. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. And the purpose of doing that was to get rid of this cube. So I'm just going to swap it around and write it with the variable first. So r is going to be the cube root of 5,832, which is 18 inches. That's the end of the video. Thumbs up and subscribe. Have an awesome day.